Yo, what is up, bros? Here to check out my new Soviet Air bro, Novikov. So he does have the 6 stars in Air Force ability, 4 movement, well, when we upgrade him. And his main perk, the Air Tactics Master. Reduced Air Force command, except airborne troops and missile. Well, that parenthesis should have been there. Reduces Air Force command, except airborne troops and missile consumption by 20%. That's good. Although I wish it would have went to airborne units. Gain echelon offensive after commanding Air Force and missile attacks. All right. When the Air Force and missile attack, ignore 60% of the enemy's defense and inflicts a critical strike on any enemy with less than 20 final defense. Less than 20 final defense, nukes are ineffective, and effect is clear at the end of the turn. I mean, first of all, a perk should never be this long to explain. Half of that is the maximum amount that it should take to explain a perk. This is way too much. Just don't do this anymore. I don't even really understand the last thing I read. So yeah, you gained echelon offensive after commanding the Air Force to attack. All right, so you gain this little perk, echelon offensive. Great. And when you attack with Air Force and missiles, ignore 60% of the enemy's defense and critical strike on enemies with less than 20 final defense. Anyways, moving on. Air Force leader, carpet bombing. I'm thinking of what else we need here. I mean, explosives would be one. The next one is not so obvious, though. I'm kind of leaning towards an economic expert for more monies. You can never have enough monies. Is there anything I'm forgetting? I don't think there is. I think that's the next best possible thing to go with is monies. Alright, so let's deck him out and then we'll kind of compare him with some other of our air bros. Okay, so hitting this and upgrading it will get this to ignore 75% of the defense and inflicts critical strike. Alright. We also want to give him his movement and fully upgrade his rank so we can get full health. Alright, so there is our new bro. So how does he compare to, say, I mean, you can't really compare him to these two. Those are built for helicopters. Doubting. How does he compare to Doubting? Well, he is better than Doubting. How does he compare with Chenault? Well, damage-wise, better than Chenault, but I would never choose him over Chenault because of this inspection. If you said I could only have one air general and it was between Novikov and Chenault, I would give up the extra damage just so that I could stop counterattacks, especially in challenge conquests against Scorpion forces and their generals. Yeah, absolutely need that. Spats, he's not gonna be better than. So I mean, honestly, he could be placed right here. Or damage wise, yeah, I think we got to move him right there. Because honestly, we're using him more as, when I like place him, I place him to take on a major general, right? So I think a 3rd spot is good for him, and this bro being 2nd, which means we got to switch around some ribbons. Let's see here. Do I have any more movement? I do have that. Yeah, let's take this off. And give him that one. I mean, I don't... Usually I don't move these bros by land anyways, but just in case... I mean, I guess I do move them every once in a while. And what ribbon do I have for air? We've got a silver. Definitely leave that the best on Hartman and Yamamoto. I mean, Chenault, you gotta give it up, bro. You gotta come up off that level 5 and give it to Novikov. So let's think here. Let's check out the medals now. What else does Chenault have on him? He got that industrial and carpet bombing. Definitely need that. I mean, again, Russian Bro's gonna be used more for damage, whereas Chenault's gonna be used more for specific generals. Although I do find, I mean, you've watched my conquest, I do use him for that as well, just targeting random units. But I think overall, these two need to go on Novikov. So, I mean, I went with money. I could have went with industrial. I wouldn't say technology. Because I'm going to be playing like Novikov in Conquest where it's like Russian generals only or WTO generals only like I had mentioned. He's my only air bro. It'd have been nice to have that extra industrial to fire missiles, but I'm still thinking money's the way to go. Alright, let's test him out a little bit. Alright, bro, so we got down our 4 air bros. We got Spats, Novikov, Chenault, and Dowding. These 2 bros' damage should be exactly the same because they both have an economic perk and they both have these 3 damage perks, and then obviously Chenault has the addition of inspection. So the damage between these bros should be exactly the same. 103 crit, 111 crit, and like a 79-ish regular hit. 100. I mean, yeah, it's very much simple. So with the rest of the bros, I guess I could have just said all 4 of them have these 3 exact same damage perks. Obviously, Spats has the Industrial Expert and Air Superiority, which is going to give him more damage over everybody else on units with AA. And then, of course, we got our bro here that I gave our Economic Expert, and he has the Air Tactics Master with the 20% reduction. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Fighters are now only 60, and like stealth bombers are 128. Yeah, it's pretty good savings, especially on the stealth bombers. Hold on, does that work on elite units? Ooh, it does. $45 Spitfire attacks. That is cheap, cheap, cheap. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and grab our fighter, hit this bro up. Oh, by the way, I gave them all level 5 attack ribbons and took off all the medals. Ooh, 140 crit hit. Yeah, now you can see where this is putting in some work here. Oops. It's ignoring that 75% of their defense. Given that critical strike. Oh, yeah. Hold on a sec. I wanted to check this. See if it explains it better. Echelon offensive. Alright, when commanding air force and missile attacks, 75% of the enemy's defense is ignored. See, they worded it so much better here. And will always deal critical strikes to any enemy with less than 20 final defense. So basically, if the bro has 100 defense, and this is ignoring 75% of it, he's still going to have 25 defense, and so he won't get that critical strike. So yeah, this words it so much better. Anyways, yeah. So let's see. If you wanted to attack something with AA, versus Spats doing it, it's gonna be way different, obviously. Get a crit hit it? Yeah, 88. So, bros, the order is correct. I mean, actually, hold on a sec. I just thought of this. I don't know why it just hit me like this. This bro's gonna do more damage than Spats on units with no air defense. Yeah, bro, on units with no air defense, this bro's doing more damage than Spats. But obviously, later conquests, everything has an air defense damn near. Every Scorpion unit has an air defense. So, I mean, I think this is still the correct order, Spats, then Novikov, although he's... I mean, situationally, you could make the case for Novikov, I guess, if nothing had air defense. But that's an imperfect world. Everything has air defense now. Chenault behind him, obviously, because of the inspection perk. And Doubting just, you know, behind that, just chilling. Yeah, he's gonna be a beast. Alright, bros, if you're enjoying this content, you know what to do. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, back for next upload. Peace.